everything that can go wrong will go wrong. You're gonna miss the spear throw. You're not gonna get up the rope climb the way you wanted to. You might freeze in the water and go slightly hypothermic. Everything that can go wrong does go wrong. Now what? We want to change 100 million lives. Let's go talk to some people and let's see, are we creating at Spartan the impact we want to create? Let's go. NAD is the molecule in every cell in our body, nearly every function the body performs. Sometimes between 30 and 40 years old, our NAD levels get cut in half. And so here we are asking this molecule to do all this work. We have half as much. Seems logical to me to supplement with it. Quality's form of NAD has other supporting ingredients in it. The company takes this stuff seriously. The company's done 2 double-blind studies on NAD. 67% increase in NAD levels. When a company goes out and spends the money and takes the time to do a study and see the results, that's refreshing, that's nice, because otherwise how do we know? Are we just spending money on some snake oil? You're hearing it from a Flintstone, you're hearing it from a guy that had a really tough time believing in all this, and I feel better, I want to live longer. Try it, you'll see right away.
Joe De Sena is fucking crazy.
Joe likes to push people.
He does like to try to break people because that's where you learn who people really are.
He is so hardcore and just on another level of a human being.
Victory happens when 1,000 hours of training need one moment of opportunity.
I was doing races myself 17 plus years ago, and I was enjoying them, and they were life-changing for me and everybody around me. And so I'm an entrepreneur at heart, and if I was gonna get in this business, which I did, it had to be legit, it had to be authentic, it had to be athletic in nature. We weren't gonna hurt people just to hurt them. We were gonna put them through rigorous obstacles and rigorous environments and topography that would just blow you away mentally and physically for a purpose.
He's a brilliant, brilliant dude, but the stuff that he comes up with is absolutely mind-blowingly insane.
In the beginning, 2011, 2012-ish time, it was a very ramshackle experience.
We didn't really know anything going out there. You were not given the course maps beforehand intentionally. They wanted you to go out there and have it be completely unknown. And the obstacles were very kind of rough, and there wasn't really uniformity between a lot of them.
You could tell the courses were just kind of thrown. Let's put them this way, let's put them that way.
In the early days, man, everybody had a hammer in their hand. I was from the marketing department. I showed up for a race and it took 8 minutes before I had a hard hat on and I was running around building stuff.
Obstacles were put together literally as we were racing. You could look down range and you could see that they weren't done putting things together. It was Home Depot built. It was homemade shit, essentially.
It was bare bones, it was like a carnival, you know, and it was an understaffed one.
This is a massive undertaking to pull off. And by the way, it's on the side of a mountain, right? Anybody out there who's done a kitchen renovation and says it's really hard, try doing it on the side of a mountain. But tomorrow we've got the team championships where they're gonna go out in teams of 3. We're gonna see over 27 countries compete tomorrow, so they'll have another crack at it. And we'll see what happens. These are arguably the best athletes in the world. How do we know? We've got the NFL players that show up. We've got the Tour de France players that show up. We've got the Olympians that show up. They can't hold a candle to our athletes.
It hurts. Being an obstacle course racer specifically takes a different type of athlete. You really have to be good at endurance, strength, and speed. You can't just be good at a single thing.
I could go on and on of the characteristics of what it takes to be a world champion here, and you got to have it all. I mean, I can't think of any characteristic that you would leave out. You have to be an athlete that is all-encompassing. You can't just be good at one thing. You can't just be a good runner.
When you look at a traditional athlete, what you think of, they're very, very specialized. that any type of, football player, they go out there, if they're a lineman, they hit hard, they know what they're in for. I mean, like, it's all focused on specialization. OCR kind of flips it on its head. You can't specialize.
You have to have the skills of everything.
Not to say that ball sports or anything like that don't require work, because they require a lot of training, but I would argue that they don't feel the amount of pain that we feel on that mountain. That is guaranteed fact.
Some of the athletes that are playing at the level you guys are playing at, it takes a toll.
Oh, for sure, for sure. I think, our sport is aging us in the rate of dog years.
About a race like this requires a mental game that most people just don't have.
You can't just be strong and a good runner, you have to be mentally tough.
Every step of the way, your mind is telling you, like, this is outrageous. Like, my legs are burning, my lungs are burning, my heart rate's at 200 beats per minute. I'm cold, I'm hungry, I feel terrible. But there's something that just keeps you going.
To be great at sport, you've got to be able to push through the tough times, not just in the training, but in the actual event. You're in pain and suffering for a long time. This is not a minute-long swim. This is not a multi-minute ski race. You've got to be able to redline, not for a minute, not for 10 minutes, but for many hours. And everything that can go wrong will go wrong. You're going to miss the spear throw. You're not going to get up the rope climb the way you wanted to. You might freeze in the water and go slightly hypothermic. Everything that can go wrong does go wrong. Now what? Now what? Because there's still 2 hours left. So this is a whole different ballgame. This requires an enjoyment of pain like you've never felt before.
She just couldn't go on, I guess.
She was just there.
Yeah, she was over by that wall, but then she just started crying.
Let's put these on.
Once you're at the elite athlete level, you're at the top of the game. I mean, you have to really fine-tune your performance to optimize every little bit of training, nutrition, especially as you get a little bit older,
Come on, push, come on, big.
For example, an Olympic triathlete, we've seen a score of about a 67, 69. That's pretty incredible, actually.